grateful to the foreign guests who have come to Bangladesh to see for yourself. It is a country that you need to see and then to believe. There are many things you will hear from abroad, but now you're seeing how the country is changing. It is a country with the endless opportunity and potential. You are seeing in this 2 days event, it's a totally changing dimensions. So we are grateful to you to visiting Bangladesh, and from our end and the government machinery and all others we are ready to support you to ventures. We particularly am grateful to our Secretary, Dr. Amdadullah Mia, for his sharing his times with us and sharing the policy directives and support he will be extending to agriculture sector. So the potentials of investing in certain sectors requires the solid presence of supply chain and the value chain. If on these parameters, agro-based sector, on our judgment, and the study we have done in last years, we did a heat map in BIDA where certain sectors are identified as very prominent in the future course of Bangladesh, that is agro-processing sectors. We need to move from the subsistence level to commercial farming. So where this sector has the huge potentials. Why is that? On the macro parameters, you can see in comparison to other countries, by this study of IMF, we'll be having a 7% GDP growth in coming days. That's guaranteed. The middle and affluent class, which is a core area of the consumer system, consumer markets, it's growing on a double by five year. And as a study by Brookings, they found that by 2030, it will be around 80 million, the middle and affluent class. So the huge potential for the consumer class. And the working population, you see the Bangladesh, cost advantage in other areas. So in terms of supply chain or in the input level, we had a huge potentials in these sectors. As you know that having a huge manufacturing base in automobiles is, in the agriculture sector is a more, the possibility in Bangladesh than other huge manufacturing sectors which require inputs, technology in other areas, which we have the natural advantages. Why? This country is situated in between India, China, and Asian countries. It's a natural choice for the consumers of over 3 billion consumers. It has a north-to-south connectivity. Port connectivity is going on. You have seen the initiative of particularly this government, how they're moving into fast-track basis, and the due to market access basis. In terms of, let us go before the GDP. The current GDP of Bangladesh is around $500 billion, and we're expecting that by 2040, if not, the size will be around $1.8 trillion. So from 18 or 16 years of time, the economy will be tripled. Unlike many other countries, this country has the huge potentials in almost all the sectors. It is growing in all areas. So if you can name any sectors, it is growing. It has a potential of CAGR at least 10% over these years. So the data says if you put your money in this country or in investment in this area, it will be secured and the return of investment will be its rise. Existing business in Bangladesh, you can see their data. ROI of them is the most highest among the peers. So it is the time. As you have seen, this government is taking major reforms. That is one of the bottlenecks of this country. We have inherited the colonial bureaucracy, which has natural limitations. And our government is taking initiative to make reforms in almost all the areas. You can see in the daily basis. And this initiative, this summit that we have requested your kind presence in Bangladesh, the very basic or very intent of this summit is to inform you how things are moving and initiative government is taking and will take based on your advices. We need to hear from you where shoe pinches, which sector requires support, and which regulation that you feel to change where so that you can do your business on a global landscape. As Secretary Sir has said, it is in the last year we have $595 million earnings. The CAGR is 18% in the agri-exports. It is contributing to 11% of the GDP, and it has a $7.3 billion package for markets. It is just beginning of the show. It has the endless potentials that need to be explored. That is why we have requested your kind presence. See for yourself what potential this country possesses. It is the most fertile land in the world. We have abundance of fruits and vegetables that lost each year due to the absence of warehouses and, the natural protections, or we call protection system. These are the data. Despite a very complex, the compact land mass, it is a very highly dense population, and we are losing 1% of the arable land each year. You can see we are second in the jute productions, third in the rice productions, fourth in the mango productions, fifth in the vegetable production in the world, having this landscape, and fifth in the farm fish, and ninth. This is the data this country has showing, and it can be doubled. As you know, the Saniba is doing things here, and others are doing, our senior colleagues, that this can be doubled, this can be taken into number one, number two, if you put your initiatives, and it will be done. It can be done, simply. And from the government and policymakers are here, we are ready to support you. You just tell us where to land into. That's where we will be there for you. It is a collective journey for everybody. So challenges, as we understand from everybody, is a very candid discussions. We'll be listening from you, as we have repeatedly said. We found there is a question of market access, where TBT and other phytosanitary SPS issues are there. There is a question of logistics. You know, in last year we have drafted the logistics policy for the first time in the country, where logistics in the cold chain, other areas have been divided, and investment opportunity in that part is clearly defined, so which was not earlier in that places, so that is here. We had serious issues on the post-harvest support and the processing. We have seen in Thailand and other countries how they are doing fantastic processing that can be easily emulated to Bangladesh. So it's very simple, but opportunity is skyrocketing. So from the government end that you have seen, we have extended from on the fiscal and non-fiscal support, as well as the policy support in terms of capital assistance, cash incentive, tax exemptions, cost waivers, laboratory development cost, agro-food parks, institutional supports, policies that we have repeatedly saying this country has a policy, might have policy constraint, which we will be addressing, listed from these sessions. And as Grisa has said, we have the National Agricultural Policy and other policies in place. If needed, that can be updated. Thank you very much for giving my time, and my apologies for keeping you in for this time. My apologies. We'll be at your disposal whenever you feel. Thank you very much.